Hello, 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 hello. This is Dirty Trucking on this wintry Wednesday. The forecast is projecting ice storm today, starting around noon up until 4 a.m. Yesterday turned out to be a unfortunately bad day, and me and the dispatcher had some words about it. You know, one thing I don't like is coming here wasting my time. And then if something go wrong where the load can't get delivered, what you're not gonna do is place the blame on Dirty Trucking. I'm not the dispatcher here. I don't know when that load hit your computer and when you dispatched it to me. But all I know, we didn't have time to pull it yesterday. So me and the dispatcher had some words about that because that pissed me off. Wasted my time. I'm tired of getting up, coming in here, sitting to see if you got work. Now, I understand freight gets slow at companies from time to time, but what's going on here in the container industry is ridiculous now. You're telling me about 75% of it is slow, it's no freight. We going into March. This is trucking. The rail yards is $1 billion industry. How the hell you don't have freight? We going into March. When does your freight pick back up? See, I wouldn't be griping about it if I own the truck I'm driving and the money off the loads I was getting 100% of. But I'm not. So, missing a day or a day being interrupted or me having to come in here and sit and you don't have anything and I came in here for you to find me something for the next day is unacceptable. Being a truck driver, I don't know what's going on with the freight at the rail yard. I don't understand why the freight started dropping. But me and the dispatcher about that load mishap yesterday, we had some words about it. So what happened was now I came in around this time, sitting here on the truck, get dispatch on the load, picks up out the rail yard over here around the corner from me. No biggie. So I bobtail to go get fuel before I go there. So, because I know I'm hitting 96. So when I get the load, I'm just going to go straight on up. Livernois and hit 94 and boom, I'm on 96. But for some reason, where we get fuel at down here, their yard, the card read machine was malfunctioning. So I wasn't able to get fuel. No biggie. But that wasted time doing that because I bypassed the rail yard to go down to the fuel yard and couldn't get fuel. And ended up having to go get fuel at a high location when I could have just went on ahead and got the load and went on up to the high location, hit the highway. But there was an issue with the load. I was told the load needed to be on a certain chassis. Okay, when you start talking that certain chassis, now you gotta go, you talking about we got to go over there and flip it if it ain't. So that's wasting more time. But I got over there, the load was mounted on a chassis. Told the dispatcher it was on a DCLI. Okay, he said that was a good chassis. Chassis appeared to be good. I'm checking everything, doing my inspection. We got an amber light out in the passenger side corner, upper right corner here. Okay, the yard got those guys ride around those little trucks that fix the lights. Okay, I done hooked to it, did my inspection, and tied the box down. So all we gotta do is do a quick pop out because they riveted in. Pop out, let them fix it. So I run down there. This ain't gonna take, I thought it wasn't gonna take but a minute. Until I turn around and see him coming back with tools and drills and a roll of wire. I'm like, what the hell? This ain't no quick fix. So this dude had to actually rewire that right light. So, and it took him a minute, time ticking down. So, and I tell my dispatcher, I said, I don't know, we cutting it close because the load was supposed to deliver by 2. It's a 150-mile ride going up in that Holland area. Supposed to deliver by 2. So we was pushing it. With that light fix, ran the time down. I told the dispatcher, I said, hey, I still got to get fuel. And he said, why didn't you get fuel while you were sitting here in the yard? Wait a minute. First of all, you don't tell me when to go get fuel. I tell myself when I go get fuel. You don't tell me how to run a load. Your job is to get me the load. I'm supposed to get it there on time. As long as you get it to me on time. But this is 2 days in a row, and I had a load that had to deliver around 2 o'clock. Well, they was pushing it on time. Wanted me to do a fantastic delivery Monday. Same thing, had a load delivered at 2 o'clock. Wasn't going to make it at 2. Told them I can get it there before 2:20, no later than 2:20. So I ended up actually getting down there by 2:10, so it wasn't too bad of a wait. But this load yesterday, the dispatcher message back, well, the cutoff is at 2:30. And I'm looking at the time, the guy was still working with the light. So I'm thinking, well, we look like we still can make it since it's 2:30. That's 30 more minutes. And the time kept ticking down. He had a hard time running that wire. He had to go take the 7-way loose, run the wire behind the back, the metal part of the chassis, and rewire it and bolt everything back in. That took a minute. So then had to get fuel out of there. So, well, I just go up the street. There's fuel place up the street. It costs a little more, but I just grab 50 gallons real quick to get me going. By then, I done messaged your dispatcher. I say, I still got to get fuel. Why you ain't get fuel? You don't tell a driver when to fuel. Especially if you at a company where you pretty much running the show with the truck. I know when to fuel. I'm not going to get set up like he did me last time. Because let me tell you why I don't fuel. Because the work week ends on Monday. He talking about, why didn't you get fuel on Monday? Why would I go get fuel for the following week on Monday and all that shit going to end up coming out the check? No, I fuel on Tuesday. And if I ain't got no load, I'm not going to get no fuel. And I'm not going to get no fuel until I got a load. Because he got me like that already once. Set me up here. Put all that fuel in the truck. And didn't do no work. Didn't get no work. And that shit had to come out my check. You ain't doing that no more. So right now I sit here until I know I got a load. Then I go get fuel. I'm not going to pre-fuel. And plus we dealing with a rail yard over here that you can't get in and out. It could be a lot of trucks over there. And depending on if the box mounted or not mounted, they don't know. Because that yard over there is really not organized. When you call up there to ask where the box is, they don't have it in the right location. You're pretty much riding around, already set mentally when you go in there. You start taxiing around till you find it to see if it's mounted. Because they're going to tell you somewhere it might not be. Maybe it is. Maybe it's mounted. Maybe it ain't. You done brought a chassis over there. Causing more work if you got to flip it. All this extra stuff. Instead of being like the other rail yards where we just go in there with our chassis, go find the box, they put it on. It's simple. Less extra work than bringing your chassis over there, finding out that they didn't tell you that they mounted the box already on the chassis. Now you done brought a chassis over there, which at this case with this rail yard where the equipment is going, the equipment is really, really, really bad. So it might be a good thing to bring your own chassis if you got enough time to go ahead and do that flip shit. But see, let me tell you how the flip work. That's like pulling a truck out from a parked spot at a truck stop. You got to go find it if it's mounted. Pull it into the flip area. Now you got to drop your chassis you came in there. Go hook to that one. Pull it over in the flip area. Then re-hook to your chassis and then wait for them to come flip it. All that goddamn work you got to do to get out of there. And that's ticking down time. Versus the other rail yard, when we come in there with our own chassis, we just wait and go find the box, wait on the crane to come put the box on. Less work, less headache. Then going over there, happen to flip. Now what if they put the box on the chassis if that guy, the mechanic yesterday, was not able to get that light fixed, I was going to have to flip. Which means that load wasn't going to get delivered anyway. The load was doomed from when he dispatched. So now I'm pissed. I got the fuel. I get on the freeway. I said, well, my GPS showing I'm going to get there about 2:20. But I know that's going to be after 2:30 because I'm going up 96. It's a 150-mile drive. And he said, well, you might as well bring it on to the yard. Okay, this is around, I don't know, a little bit before noon, maybe 11 going on to noon, I think, when I made that phone call. Okay, it's still early. I got 7 hours and 40 something minutes left on my clock. I pull back in. Okay, baby, find me something else. What you got? You got anything? Nope. Then this dispatcher, when he says nope to you, it sounds like he happy to tell you no. He ain't got nothing. Nope. At that time of day, you dispatched me a load that was too close to the delivery. We're going to deal with a rail yard where we couldn't get in and out. Then the chassis had a repair issue. And then you want to put it on me not fueling before I went there. You're not finna do that. It only takes 10 minutes to fuel if you're in and out. Because see, I'm not going to no truck stop, lollygagging around, got to go in there and walk around. I'm fueling, grab something. If I grab something, get the hell out. Takes me 15 minutes tops. That's not an extreme amount of time. But from the time he got through with that light, that's what took the time down. And I don't know what's wrong. The dispatcher, it didn't seem to dawn on him or what rail yard we dealing with. They have bad equipment. There's no good chassis. You can rarely find any good chassis. And you pray if they put the box on the chassis that it is good chassis. So the chassis, that chassis actually got wheel wobble. It needs to go back to the doggone yard when it gets empty. Get it back there immediately and drop it and write it up with wheel wobble. That yard has a lot of chassis coming out of there with goddamn wheel wobble. And I don't understand why. Why are your wheels wobbling on the chassis? And it's coming out of that particular rail yard. And then we have chassis here I'm seeing with wheel wobbles. Why can't you put these tires on right? Why can't you mount them on right where they're not wobbling? What's going on that you are improperly mounting these tires with the wheel wobble? So, back to the story. After I got back here and dropped it, and he told me no, he ain't had no load. Now I'm pissed. I get an Uber out of here, went on up to the grocery store. I already knew what was going to happen because my mind was thinking it while I was here. I done went over there, wasted my time, standing out there in the cold while this mechanic fixed this chassis to get over it and didn't get it. It couldn't get delivered. Whoever it was delivering to, I wonder what time you closed. I doubt you closed at 2:30. We had an issue with your chassis. Now, if the cutoff point was 2:30, you could have made it to 3. And we could have got the load there. But no, the dispatcher said, bring it back to the yard. And see, you bring stuff back to the yard and he don't have nothing else. So now I'm coming in here and you ain't got nothing. Or if my day get messed up, you ain't got nothing. I'm going home. I didn't do no work. Yesterday was the beginning of the week. No work. So now I'm pissed. I go to the grocery store. I'm walking around the grocery. It's already in my mind. I already know I'm finna do it. And when my mind is set on to do it, I'm finna do it. I already know I'm finna do it. He got a phone call. Hey, can you get somebody else to do that load? Oh, okay. Because I'm not doing it. You done messed up my day. Talking about he dispatches the load when he get them. Well, when the hell did you get it? Then I sat here in the yard for I don't know how long before you dispatched me on it. We got to go to the rail yard and get it. It ain't like the load was already sitting out here in the yard. That's a different story. Because sitting in the yard, I hook go. If I got to go get it, that's some time consuming. And if I got to go get it and it's some issue with the chassis, that's more time consuming. And then I was going to stop for fuel. Get back here, drop the box. Ain't no work. Now I'm pissed. Because I'm getting tired of it. When is your freight going to pick up? I don't own this truck. And the money you're making me is not adding up to too much of nothing now. I'm tired of hearing this no freight shit. And you got over 30 drivers that you dispatching. But you ain't got no freight. Or you want to throw me some low-paying freight. You forget, I got to split this money I'm making. This ain't my truck. The owner of this truck making more money than I am. Because not only is he getting money off of me, he getting money off his other drivers and the truck he driving. I'm splitting this. not getting all this money. I got to split this. And when you throw me this piece of change loads and it don't add up to nothing by the end of the week, my check looks bad. Because I got to take fuel out of there. Because we got to split the fuel. When is the freight going to pick up? We're at the tail end of February. How long do I got to hear about the rail yard and the freight? Freight, freight, freight. You ain't got no freight. Why is it I got to hear that everywhere I go? Soon as I got here, right after I got here, they told me the freight started dropping off. Right after I got here. And it has gotten worse and worse and worse. Nobody wants to come in to work and don't work. Nobody wants to come in to work, don't work, and don't get paid for nothing coming in to work. Nobody wants to come to work to get a load. There's an issue with the load. You got time to run something else the rest of the day, and you don't get no load. So me and the dispatcher had words. I sent a few text messages about that. By the time I got home from the grocery store, I'm about to sit down, get a ring-a-ting-ting. It's the dispatcher. First thing come out here, well, he trying to explain. An explanation come out. I'm sitting there listening. It's going in one ear and out the other. Because his explanation don't make sense. I came in to work. Now, unless I was physically standing over you, I don't know when that load got on your board. I don't know how long that load been on your board before you dispatched it to me. And in my years of trucking, I have had numerous experiences of dispatchers lying to me. I had it happen at USA Truck. Dispatcher kept telling me he had dispatched me on a load. I'm looking at the Qualcomm. Ain't no load come here. Well, I sent it to you. Got me calling and messaging back and forth. So I still don't have the load. Well, I sent it to you. He on the phone telling me he sent it to me. So I called his supervisor. Got her on the phone. Told her what was going on. I said, this guy keeps telling me he's sending me loads and it ain't coming to the Qualcomm. He just told me he sent it. There's nothing on the computer. So, let me tell you how he got busted lying. She got up from her desk, which is in the same cubicle area of my dispatcher. It's a USA Truck. True story. She got up from her desk. I'm still on the phone. Got the guy on two-way. Click him in. Before I click him in, she told me don't say, I'm talking. I told her he said he sent me these loads. Ain't no loads. So she go over there. Got to ask he's still telling me he sent the loads. Now she's standing right behind him. Seeing he ain't sent shit. She told me don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. She just standing there. She done heard him say he sent the load and he ain't sent shit. And she's standing right behind him. He got busted right then. Because I was still on the phone. When she walked over there, he was on two-way. I asked him, did he send the load? She heard him tell me he sent the load. Then told me don't say nothing. Then walked over there. Saw he didn't send the load. While he was standing, she heard him tell me that. Busted. Why would you send a load that you need picked up to a company when with not sufficient time to go get it? You don't know what happened. You're dealing with a rail yard. We got to go get the box. There's other trucks coming in and out of there. We got to deal with cranes. We got to go find the box. We got to inspect the equipment to get the box home. It's a lot of stuff that goes into this before we pull your freight out of there to get it to you. So now the dispatcher on the phone with me, talking this stuff, bringing up that fuel, talking about even if I had got the load at plenty of time, I still had to go fuel. I don't want to blah, blah. I don't want to hear that. It ain't had nothing to do with fuel. Ain't no 10 to 15 minutes of fueling had nothing to do with the fact that you dispatched me on a load that didn't have sufficient enough time to go get it and resolve any issues if there was any issues with the damn load and still pull it out of there and get it up there to that customer on time. Point blank. It ain't nothing to do with fuel. I'm the driver. I run on time. One thing nobody is going to do is tell me how to run a goddamn load. Ever. Because I run on time. I do my job. Your job as a dispatcher is to find me loads. Get it to me in ample time so I can get it to that customer. Ample time that if we have any issues, I can get the issues resolved so we can pull that freight out of there and I can get it to the customer. But the past 2 days, been treating this truck like it's a goddamn car. I'm supposed to get in there, do this shit quick, and get it out of there, and run all these goddamn miles, zip fast in a goddamn hurry. It ain't gonna happen. Now, if that customer would let the load deliver at 3, he would have got the load yesterday. But now I'm pissed. I'm at the grocery store, I done got pissed. I already knew I was gonna do it. Call him, get somebody else to do it. I came in to work yesterday. That load was work for yesterday. And when I didn't do that load yesterday, that's subtracted from the money I could have made this week. Now I got zero money for yesterday. Then you reschedule the load to deliver today at 12:30. No, not me. Not me. No, not me. I'm not finna do it. I went over there and spent all that hell, all that time, getting that shit fixed to get it out of there. And when we got through with all that, and then I did get some fuel, we ain't had time to go deliver the goddamn load. I get back to the yard. He ain't got no load for me. So he calls me at home. We going back and forth. He trying to explain, talk about this is my fault, this all your fault. Ain't nothing my fault, dispatcher. This is your fault. Or whoever sent the load fault. Because until we can verify how long that load was sitting on your board before you dispatched it, it damn ain't my fault. You got 30 drivers. How long was that load on your board? Then he come quote, well, you sat here in the yard for an hour. Why ain't you start the truck up and go get fuel? Another point. I sat here in the yard a whole hour before you dispatched me. That's another problem. Sitting here a whole hour, running the truck, burning fuel, because it's cold as fuck out, waiting on the load. A whole hour. Wasting my time. Get a load, really didn't pay nothing. It was too many miles on it for me. I went on and took it. Okay, we gonna go on and get this, because in the back of my mind, I'm still hearing this, you ain't got no freight shit. And I'm tired of hearing that. And I'm getting pissed. I'm tired of coming in here ready for work. And you ain't got no work. Now it's a problem with the work. And now you trying to rush me to work. What you're not gonna do, dispatcher, is get on my phone and put the blame on me. Your job is to get me a load. I'm driving this truck with somebody else. When I came to this company, I approached this company looking for work. Let's get that fact straight right now. Because they got a sign-on bonus here I ain't heard nothing about. Seen the sign in the window. You got a sign-on bonus here. I asked about it, sent a message about it. Why I ain't get offered no sign-on bonus? I get crickets. I hear crickets as a response. Ain't heard nothing. Let me get this fact straight. I approached this company to be a driver here because I had already had a job at another company like this in Livonia with another driver running a dedicated load to Chicago and back before I decided to come here because it was closer. And I knew getting to Livonia, that Livonia area was going to be a problem. But I already had that job. I had that job. I was approved, ready to go. All I had to do, Get to my new physical. Go meet the driver, see what truck we got. Dedicated route. Run it over there, Chicago and back. Every day. I said, well, if I'm going to do that over there with them, let me come here, because this job does the same thing. All I needed was a truck. I approached this job looking to be a driver here. I didn't approach the owner of this truck looking to be his driver. I approached the company looking to be a driver here. But this company runs independent drivers here. They don't have their own trucks. So, other option was, hey, you got anybody that got a truck that I could drive while I'm here? That's how I met up with this guy that owns the truck. I want to get that fact clear. I didn't approach this guy to be his driver. I approached this company to be a driver here. I didn't have a truck. So they hooked me up with this guy. That's how I became the driver of his truck. But I started seeing signs in the window that sign-on bonus. I ain't heard nothing about a sign-on bonus here at all. Nothing. Ain't heard nothing about it. I asked about it. No response about it. Sign-on bonus or nothing. And I'm wondering about that. I'm reading this. It's right in the window. Sign-on bonus. I ain't heard nothing about it. Crickets. Now I'm coming in. I'm here now. After me and the dispatcher had words yesterday. He told me, well, come on in. Because his tone changed from kind of hostile. Try to tone, he done toned it down. You ain't dealing with no average driver here. I'm professional. You're not going to make me no scapegoat because you had 30 drivers and you might have sat around and let that load sit on your board a little bit too long before you got around to getting it to me. I don't know. I can't verify that. I'm not in there at that computer. I don't know when it popped up on your board. All I know is at the time it popped up, it wasn't sufficient enough time to go over there and handle any issues I might have ran into over there at the yard. And if that mechanic couldn't have got that light fixed, I would have had to flip that load onto another chassis, which means it was not going to get delivered because they had other trucks in there waiting for their boxes, and you got to wait for the crane to get to you. That's how they go in the rail yard. So I don't know why the hell the dispatcher thought he was going to talk to me in a manner as if I'm the problem with that load. No, the load was the problem from the get-go. Nobody tells Dirty Trucking how to run a goddamn load. When I run on time, damn near all the time, unless there's an issue, nobody tells me how to run a load. Now I'm sitting here doing this video. I'm 28 minutes in. Ain't got no load. I done notified them here. It's gonna be an ice storm today. Not too many people come out and drive in that shit. But I'm here. I drive at anything. Got to come in and sit and wait for work. That's how bad the freight is. And then if you don't get no work, he talking about go get something for tomorrow. Then do you know how pissed that makes me? To sit up here all these fucking hours or to my cutoff point for you to tell me, well, we ain't got nothing. Well, we get you set up for tomorrow. Oh, you got shit to set me up for tomorrow, but you ain't got nothing for me to do today. Now I'm sitting here. I came in like he said, because I'd already told him, hey, get somebody else to do that load. And matter of fact, I wasn't even planning on coming in today. Then he called me with this in there. Well, let me tell you speech. No, you ain't finna tell me nothing. Let me tell you, as a driver, I'm getting tired of coming in, sitting here, and you don't have no loads. The rest of these drivers might be used to that. I'm not. I'm used to working every day. I came to work. I'm used to working every day. I'm not used to this shit. Not working, sitting here, running the truck, and going home. You don't get no compensation, no nothing. It's just a wasted fucking day. I'm not used to that shit. Where's the fucking freight? What's going on with the rail yard? Why you ain't got no freight? This is going into March. When the hell does your freight pick up? Because right now, I ain't making no damn money. I'm not gonna drive no ridiculous miles for no bullshit pay. I'm not doing none of that. Not only am I not making money, I can't let you rip me off. You done set me up once to get a bad check because I set up a fuel thinking I was going to come in and get a load and didn't get none. And I put all that fuel on that check. I'm not going to do that anymore. So until I get a load or until I know I got a load, I ain't fueling shit. Don't tell me when to fuel. Don't tell me how to run my loads. That's my job. To get the load there on time. That's what I do. The dispatcher gets me the load. Now I'm still sitting there dirty trucking. 31 minutes in this video. I've been here a nice little minute now. Ain't heard a peep out of them. The freight so slow here is non-existent. I don't know what's happening. I'm not understanding it. When is it gonna pick up? What? Okay, the freight is slow. What time does it pick up? Is we talking May, June, July? When did this pick up? Because right now, this is hurting my pocket. I'm not making no money. I'm not making the money I thought I could make coming here, sitting around. Who the hell wants to get up and come to work and it ain't no goddamn work? When did the job get to that? This is a trucking catastrophe. You got drivers coming in and ain't no work. Or if something happened with the load, you wasted my drive time. You know, when I was OTR, if they saw I had 7 hours left in drive time, they would try to throw me something. Not here. I came back with that load, did 10 miles yesterday. And he had nothing else. I got back to my apartment around about maybe noon, 1 o'clock. Because he ain't had no other load. The dirt truck sitting out here on this truck, that's burning diesel, seeing what he got today, or am I going home again? Because I told him I wasn't coming in, but he told me to come on in. So I hope he ain't bullshitting me, because I ain't finna go this back and forth. Don't tell me to come on in and have me sit up on this truck to get pissed to end up going home when I told you I wasn't coming in anyway, because I knew you wasn't going to fire me no load. We not finna play this game. I came here to work. I'm expecting a load. I'm not the dispatcher. If I was the dispatcher, I'd have my own load. I wouldn't be dealing with this. Then if I come in and ain't got no work, I'll be finding me the best freight. Then if I come in here sitting here wasting time, I don't like my time wasted. I came to work. This dirty truck sitting here waiting on the load. Let's see what happened today. Yeah, I'm gonna be pissed going home. I don't know.